Hello everyone, and welcome to the Farside Podcast. I'm your host, Landon, and we are now on the 13th edition of the Farside Podcast. So lucky number 13. A lot of people say 13 is a lucky number, others say it's an unlucky number, and some think it's a haunted number. Well, about a couple months back when I did the 10th edition of the Farside Podcast, I received a comment from a viewer asking me to do a podcast where I tell a scary story or a ghost story to the audience. And what better episode to do it than episode 13 of the Farside Podcast? So I thought, okay, that's good. So basically, what I'm doing today is I'm telling you guys a scary story. I have not read it, okay? So I have no idea what I'm looking at here. So if it's not scary, then I'm definitely not going to like it, but I'm going to critique it. So it could not be scary. For all I know, it could be the least scariest story in the world. But the website says it says this when I searched up, because all I searched up was scary stories on the internet, and it said 10 of the spookiest scary stories you'll ever read. Well, we don't have time to read all 10. I might read 2. I might just read 1, depending on how bad this first one is. If it gets inappropriate or if there's swearing in it, I'm gonna go right over the swearing. There's no need to swear while I read a very stupid, scary story, probably. So I'm skipping. I just briefly looked through it, and I can already see in the first line there's just stuff that's a bit random here. But you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. We're getting this scary story. We're going to dive right into it so I don't take about 5 minutes just to get into this scary story. So for that audience member who wanted a scary story, here you go. This is for you. And guys, if you ever want to hear a suggestion, or if you ever want to hear a podcast about something that I might not think of on my own, and you have a good idea for me, comment it in the comment section. This is not my idea. This podcast is 100% a fan's idea, and I thought it was a great idea, so I'm going to do it. So thank you to the fan who suggested this. Yeah, we'll get right into this story. The title, and it took me a while to figure this out because the way it's worded is weird. It's called The Little Girl Who Wasn't, but it said The Little Girl Who Wasn't, from, and then below it put the person who wrote it. Why would they put from on the same line as the title, but put the person who made it below? That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So I'm already getting kind of frustrated with this scary story. The grammar is the scariest part right now of this story, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, so it's from Lady Sparrow. Just sounds like kind of a creepy person. No offense, Lady Sparrow. I have no idea who you are, and I really don't care. Okay, so here we go. I lived in a house from hell for 4 years. That's the first sentence. From age 11 to almost 16. Whoa! What the heck is that? This is horrible grammar. Whatever. There was constantly something happening. Doors flying open and shut voices. This is not scary. This is so... Whatever, I'm going to keep going. I won't even. Doors flying open and shut voices. Footsteps. Nothing ever stayed where you put it. I was alone there a lot because both of my parents worked, and I was constantly terrified. Sorry, I'm having troubles with this one. Oh, we might have to move on to another story. There's 10 of these here, so... I just chose the first one. But anyways, one of the most gut-level disturbing things, though, was the little girl in my bathroom. What? Every time I walked past my bathroom door, which was constantly, since it was right outside my bedroom, there was no need to answer that. I don't think that... Why do we need to say which was constantly since it was right outside my bedroom? It's just unnecessary. Anyways, I'm not going to critique it. I am familiar with writing. I do a lot of writing, so it's kind of hard for me to look at this horrible piece of writing and not critique it. But anyways, I saw a little girl with blonde curled hair and rose-colored dress. She stood there staring, looking like a photograph from 1905. Very specific why 1905. I don't know. This is the kind of story I searched up. Wow. I started keeping the door closed so I could walk by without seeing her, but she was always there when I opened it. Why would you tell your parents? Why aren't you doing something else? Seriously, there's just someone who's in your house. Why don't you talk to her? Ask yourself, what is this? Okay, where are we? I started keeping the door closed so I could walk by without seeing her, but she was always there when I opened it. Right, I just read that. Okay. Once I stepped in past her. I couldn't see her anymore, but I could feel her there. She scared me, but I felt really sorry for her. She was trapped there, just like me, probably forever. I am so scared right now. I don't even want to look at the other side of the room because I'm worried that girl will be there. What the hell is this? Okay, moving on. As the years went by and things in the house continued to get worse, she started seeming darker. I started feeling like she wasn't really a little girl. I knew there was something ugly in the house, and I felt like it was presenting this sympathetic image to me. Then I started thinking I was completely losing my mind. That's what I'm thinking as I read this story. One day when I was 14, I had a friend from out of town come stay with me for a week. I hadn't told her anything whatsoever about the house because I didn't think she'd want to come if I did. Right after she got there, we were sitting in my room, and she left to go to the bathroom. Of course she did. After a minute, didn't she go to the bathroom before she leaves? But then again, she came from out of town, so I guess long road trip, she has to go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm not even gonna... Do you have another bathroom in your house? I don't even know. I'm not gonna ask a stupid story question. Okay, where are we? Okay. About a minute later, she walked back with a puzzled look on her face. I think she'd be screaming if there's a little girl. So then does the girl see everyone going to the bathroom? Does that mean she sees everyone naked? Because that's just creepy. I mean, I just do not understand. This story is crap, if you ask me. But I'm sorry, guys. I think we're going to move on to the next one. I'm going to read it, but we might just have to move on to another one, because this is a horrible story. Okay, so there's a little girl in your bathroom. Yeah, she hangs out in there. That's what they're saying. Blonde hair, curls, pink dress. Yeah, that's not really a little girl, don't you? I almost threw up. Wait, see, I don't know who's talking. What is this? This is horrible. It's just stuff. I have no idea who's talking. So I'm guessing she says, the main character here, who we have no name for, says, yeah, she hangs out in there. And then the other person, which we have no clarification of that, says, blonde hair, curls, pink dress. Yeah, that's not really a little girl, don't you? And then main character here, I almost threw up. I was so relieved and terrified and excited and ready to run out of the house screaming. She wouldn't use my bathroom the rest of the week, and I started using it as little as possible, though pissing off my parents, who did not want to believe, in brackets. How much longer is this? Holy crap. Okay, well, you know what? It's a page still. Here we go. Eventually we moved out, and I could not be happier. I distanced myself from it mentally as much as I could. Then, when I was 18, I took another friend on a road trip to pack a few things I'd left in the house. To pack a few things I'd left in the house. The old house? I don't know. My parents had managed to sell it, and it wouldn't... What? My parents had managed to sell it, and it wouldn't for 5 more years. Oh, my bad. My parents hadn't managed to sell it and wouldn't for 5 more years. Okay, that was my fault. The minute we got off the property, my friend seemed uncomfortable. The minute we got on the property. What the heck? This is my bad reading. My friend seemed uncomfortable. When we came around the bend in the long, steep driveway, he went completely white. Okay, so we didn't even clarify there was a guy until now. Is this a boyfriend? Maybe. I could tell something was wrong, but he insisted he was okay. So we got to work. Got to work doing what? I have no idea. Okay, anyways. After a while, he asked to use the bathroom. Of course he did. Does everyone of your friends just like bathrooms or something? I'm just going to name her something. What should I name her? Felicity. Felicity, does everyone like using the bathroom? No? Yes? I don't know. Not 20 seconds after he left, he came back gasping for breath. And. This is not a mistake. It literally says and twice in a row, no spaces. This is a piece of crap writing. Wow. I definitely should have maybe picked a story out, because not only am I having troubles reading it because it's so bad, but it just makes no sense. He started babbling about a little blonde girl who isn't really a little girl. All of a sudden, he went dead still, looked me in the eye, and very solemnly said, "She's not happy with you. You left and you weren't supposed to." We threw whatever we could grab into 2 trips in my car. After I walked him to another bedroom and waited outside the door. After I walked him to another bedroom and waited outside the door and got the FUCK out at top speed. And that is the end of that story. What? I'm not even going to read the next one. I mean, let's see how long it is. Maybe I will. I will, because it's a very short story. Okay. If this one's better, that's good, because that was a horrible story. Holy crap. That was crap! Wow. Yeah, okay. The next one's called Photographic Memories. It even got a better title. From Annie Bananas. Oh, God. Okay. I'm just going to read it. I grew up in New Mexico and was always very into the outdoors. Hiking, camping, rock climbing, etc. One summer, when I was 19, I went on a 4-day, 3-night camping trip near my parents' house on my own. Might sound weird, but I had been to this area many times, and it was quite safe. Anyway, I brought my camera and took lots of pictures. When I came back and developed my film, there were 3 extra pictures that I didn't take of me, sleeping, 1 each night. None of my stuff was missing or stolen, and nothing happened, but it freaked the hell out of me. And that's the story. Wow. Okay, I am extremely sorry. Very sorry to the fan who suggested this idea, but we are already at 11 minutes. I'm going to tell you my own scary story. Reading those 2 was probably my scary story. No, okay. I'll tell you a scary story. I'm going to make it off the top of my head. Okay. Do I have any scary stories? I don't have any scary stories. You know what? That's tough. See, I'm very sorry to the person who suggested this as an idea. It was very disappointing. I really, it's my fault. I should have maybe, looked at a website and read the stories over before, I went to tell them, because I was just assuming that it would actually be a scary story that we'd read, not just, I guess they were true stories was the point. Or, well, the second one maybe was a true story. The first one, I have no idea what happened in the first story, so I don't know if that one is true. But the second one maybe was true. It was kind of creepy, but it was very short, and, I mean, to be honest, wasn't great. But the first one was just crap, okay? Anyways, guys, I am, very sorry about that. Come Halloween, I guarantee you I will do another one, and I will write my own scary story if that's what it takes, because I could literally probably make up a better story than that off the top of my head right now, but you know what? Maybe not. I won't do that, because I'm feeling like that'll be a disaster. But guys, very sorry about that. I guess that's it for this podcast, because, yeah, the scary stories were disappointing. I'll see what else is on here. Just a second, guys. It's gotta be something better. I'll see if there's another short one I can read to you guys, because that was very disappointing. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, we're not going to read that one because that one's super long. Maybe I should have holy crap. Alright, we'll read this one. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. It's called There's Something on the Stairs from Snarkchu. I have no idea how to say that, but it's spelled SnarkYchu. That's the person's name of this. They did actually correct this time. They have the title There's Something on the Stairs, and now on the next line they have from the guy's name or girl's name or whatever. Computer's name, whatever this is, ghost for all we know. Maybe it's the little girl. I don't know. Okay, so let's start this. So when I was a little kid, wow, you don't start a story off with so when I was a little kid. I know I just said so let's start this. That's not how you want to ever start writing a book. So when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid. Not so, it's when, or I don't know. You don't start with so. You just don't. That you should know that. Come on. I'm not an English teacher, but I'm feeling like one after that. Okay, when I was a little kid, I would race up to the top of the stairs as fast as I could, like it was some sort of silly game. Well, I must have been 5 or 6 at the time, I'm not sure, but I know I was very little. Almost as little knowledge as this writer probably has. So, somewhere, sorry, it didn't say so, it said somewhere along the way, a voice at the top of the stairs started to whisper at me. It would make bets with me, such as, I bet you a penny you can't make it to the top of the stairs. I bet you like $1 billion I won't be able to make it to the end of the story at the rate it's going. I don't really think there was a certain amount of time or anything. As I said, I was very little, so I probably didn't have any counting abilities anyway. Ha! I recall... What? Just ha? You just put ha there? It's like any counting abilities anyways. Period. Ha! Period. I recall just sitting at the top of the stairs, having conversations with this voice about betting, of course. Smiley face. They actually put a smiley face after, of course. Eventually the voice, in brackets, it was like a whisper of a man's voice, not my own voice in my head, started to bet me my life. Instead of pennies, it'd say, I bet your life you can't make it up the stairs, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't need to put blah, blah. You just don't do that. You don't. Anyways, as I got older, it stopped. I never really thought about it at all. I never mentioned it to anyone until one night I was sleeping over at my brother's place. Okay, he's an adult now. I was about 18, he was 22, and we were talking about spooky stories. Out of nowhere, I brought up the voice at the top of the stairs, and my brother got all quiet and weird. Before I even mentioned the betting aspect, he said, "Did it make bets with you?" We both looked at each other, horrified. It certainly was freaky after the fact. And then in asterisks, we've got Shudder. A lot of bad SHIT went down in my family. At that period of time in my life, and my mother, a heavily religious lady, said there was a lot of evil in our lives. That at that time, I don't at all think our place was haunted, by the way. No! They didn't put by the way, they put BTW. I said, by the way, do not, when you ever write something, put BTW. If you are writing a professional story, or whatever the heck this is, you don't put BTW. Seriously. It was built in the... So anyways, I didn't think our place was haunted, by the way. It was built in the late 70s, and as I got older, I never experienced anything like that again. That's the end. Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to calm down. Because I am horrified by what I just read. I'm so scared by what I just read. I don't know what I can do. I'm shuddering by just the horror. Okay. Here we go. That's it for this edition of the Farside Podcast. I know you guys probably didn't enjoy it, and I can tell you I certainly didn't. Until then, I'll see you guys on the 14th edition of the Farside Podcast. Coming out next week. As you know, guys, I've hit 3 podcasts in a row now. 3 weeks. We're coming up to the end of August, guys. So, you know, summer's almost done. Some fall podcast themed things, maybe. I don't know what you could do for fall, but I'm sure we can figure out something, right? I can start doing some fall themed podcasts for you guys. You know, give me some ideas, and I'll do them. Anyways, guys, that's it for that edition of the Farside Podcast. That was the 13th episode. I was your host. And I read some horrible stories, but I am now happily signing out.